Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Unnext News Radio podcast, your news source for all things unexplained. And now, here's your host for the Unnext News podcast, Margie K.
Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Margie K., and this is Unnext News. We are here every Friday night live at 5 p.m. Central Time, and I have a great show for you tonight. Just want to remind everyone to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you will get notices of upcoming events and you don't miss a show. Also, there are archives on the YouTube channel where you can watch anything from current shows to classic shows from years ago, starting 2012. So go ahead and check that out. We've got a lot, and we're putting a lot of archives up. Right now, we're in the process of getting more. So you can listen to old shows, things that have not been played for a long time and are very interesting to look at. Also want to remind you to take a look at my newest book, Winged Aliens, that is available at Amazon.com. And this, of course, is a theory that winged cryptid creatures are aliens and or interdimensional beings. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that sort of a creature tonight, along with UFOs, from a woman who made a report to MUFON, and I investigated her case and have been working on it ever since. It's been quite a while, several months at least, that I've been working with Donna Wilder. Welcome to the program, Donna. We've got to get her added to the stream. There she is.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Glad you could join me this evening, and I see that you are outside at your house in the exact spot where you sit, and you have observed many UFOs from that location, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
so,
quite a few.
So who knows, something might come out tonight, right?
You never know.
Well, it seems like it happens on a nightly basis with you.
Yeah, it does. Pretty much so. I'm still going through videos that I've taken, and almost in every one of them, I pick something up. You can't see them with your eyes. You have to actually go through the video, but it's pretty active out here.
So when did this all start for you? When did you notice something that was out of the ordinary?
Well, I'm assuming it's probably been going on all along. I don't know. But it all started with one photo last July. I retired at the end of 2019. And I really was so busy, I never had time to come out here and try to get videos or even imagine that there were fast movers out there until I saw your program on fast movers. But what started everything was in July of last year. Do you remember when we had all the Sahara sands in the sky and the beautiful sunsets? And I came out to take some photos one evening, and came back inside after I took the photos, and I was going through the photos, and I saw something on my photo that I did not see when I took the picture. And so that's when I thought, that doesn't look like a bird. I know what it looks like, but I've never seen one that close. So I decided to put it on my Facebook page to see if anybody would respond. Well, I think there's still non-believers out there. People were afraid. Yeah. People were afraid to respond to me. My sisters and my mom, they liked the photo, but it was funny because there was a consultant that I worked with before I retired, and she was a friend of mine on Facebook and said, there's UFO pages or websites out there on Facebook. So that's how I found you. And so I posted the picture on your website, and that's how it all started.
Yeah. And then I asked you to file a report with MUFON.
Yes.
And if and anybody listening, that's what you do is go to
Yep.
www.mufon.com and file a report. And then an investigator is assigned to your case. And I
Exactly.
assigned myself to your case
Yes.
because it was so interesting. And I knew, you were getting fast
Yeah.
mover.
Yeah.
Now,
And
now
we've been
let's
working
just
together ever since. So
right. Now, fast movers, just for people who may not know the term, that's what we're calling extremely high speed UFOs, unidentified craft that are moving at a high rate of speed and are usually not visible to the naked eye. But after you review video, you can see these things. And sometimes if the video is long enough, now you don't want to take long video because
right.
you want to take 10 to maybe 30 seconds maximum of video and then go back frame by frame. So if you're looking at something that's 30 frames a second or 60 frames a second, that's a lot of footage to go through, but you'd be amazed what you'll find. I have a lot of people who just go back and look at video anytime from anything that they might have taken, not particularly looking for UFOs, but they've gone back and examined it and they're finding these craft. So Bill Spicer and Wayne Lawrence and I got together a few years on this. We all discovered that we were finding these things on our own in different ways. And we collaborated on a book called The Fast Movers. And of course, that's also available on Amazon. But we started talking about it online and doing shows about it. And that's when some people found out about it. And Donna is one of those people. So, and Donna is now our star witness for Fast Movers. You get a big gold star, Donna, for all the work that you've done and finding some of these things. It's just amazing. Would you like to? Well, let me ask you this: before this came about the fast movers, were you interested in UFOs, and had you ever seen any before?
I have always been interested in UFOs. One of them I didn't tell you about that we saw in Millstadt in the late 1990s. For some reason, I'm thinking it's somewhere between 1997 1999. On July 4th, me and my husband went over to Millstadt at my sister's and my brother-in-law's home. And we would go to the park there in Millstadt to watch the 4th of July fireworks. And on this evening, it's really crowded at that park when they do the fireworks. And on this evening, we sat down in our lawn chairs and found a spot in the park. And it was getting pretty dark, but probably 15-20 minutes away before the fireworks would start. And it was loud. People were, partying and having fun. And all of a sudden, there was this really bright blue light that flew across the crowd. And I got really upset because I thought somebody was shooting a firework off. Well, it stopped and then came back, and it hovered over the crowd. And we were all looking at it like, what is that? And it moved back and forth. And then, I don't know, I would say it was probably there maybe 20 seconds or so. And it hovered and shot straight up. And it was gone. When it shot up, it was gone. And so,
that does not sound like a firework to me.
No, that was not a firework. And that's what it got real quiet in the park. We were like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, what was that? So, but the very first time that I ever had anything happen was back in 1973. I was a senior in high school, and a group of girls decided to go up to the Bluffs in Illinois. We had heard that there was a one-room shack that you had to climb the bluffs, and it was pretty deep into the woods. So we decided to take a little trip up there one evening. So we drove. The one of them knew where it was. She drove us there, and I remember there was some kind of a small store or something where we parked the car, and we climbed the bluffs to go up there. Really something crazy to do, by the way. So anyway, we cut through the woods. We found the one room shack. It was pretty dilapidated, so it didn't look too safe to go in. So we didn't go in, but we sat there on the ground, and there was like a ridge below us, and then there was a pretty steep hill on the other side of that ridge. So we were sitting there, and it was dark, and all of a sudden we started hearing kind of like a humming vibration sound, and the whole top of the hill lit up, and it was
Mm.
pulsating. And so the light was like a dome, but as it got brighter, it got larger. And so we didn't know what was up there. As far as we knew, there was no roads that led up to that spot. And so I was pretty adventurous back then. Um, One of my friends and I decided to go down the ridge and climb that steep hill. We got about halfway up. We wanted to see what that was on the other side of the hill. So about
Mm-hmm.
halfway up, one of the girls in the group started screaming. She just freaked out because she had a bad feeling.
Oh.
So Kim and I, that was the girl that I was with, we decided to climb back down and thought, maybe we should all get out of there. We didn't know what we were messing with there. And so we climbed back down, and my one friend, she was really upset. We decided to leave. So we were headed back through the woods, and we noticed something caught our attention. I was on the end. Something caught our attention, and Kim and I turned around and we saw a bright white ball of light coming through the trees. And it wasn't like it lit up everything around it. It was, the light was probably the size of a basketball. It it was like watching a large lantern coming through, but then nobody was carrying it. It was just
Mm.
following us through. It was back a ways, but you could see it very clearly. And well, we all got pretty scared and started running, which is not good to do on the bluffs, but um and we I don't think any of us turned back around after we saw this, because it's one thing to see a light, but not to see someone not carrying that light was kind of spooky. So we got down the bluffs,
Wow.
got back to the car, considered going somewhere to call someone, like the police or something. But we figured nobody's going to believe, a bunch of teenagers, this story. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where it ended. And but one other time, and this was not long after seeing this, and by the way, this was right around Halloween
No,
in
of
19
course.
in 1973.
Okay.
And I was working a night shift at the hospital in St. Charles. I was a receptionist, and got off at 11 o'clock. And I lived out in Orchard Farm at the time, which is right outside of Portage the Zoo. Well, I don't know how many miles, but so anyway, it's a country road. And I was on 94, and it forks off, our Highway 94 forks off to the left. If you go straight, that's Highway H. So anyway, I had just forked off onto 94, headed towards Orchard Farm. Down the road, just a small ways, and there was no other cars around me, and a really bright light came in my back window, and it lit up the car, but I didn't see any cars behind me it was just all of a sudden. And on a country road, you know if there's a car behind you.
Right.
And
Right.
so I guess it was probably, I had probably about a mile down the road, and then all of a sudden the light disappeared. Um, I just went home and never could figure out what that was because I didn't see anything other than the light in the car. But
Well, it's kind of, I think with, I've talked to a lot of witnesses over the years, a lot of people that have had UFO sightings.
yeah,
And I think the main thing that I take away from this is there's hardly ever a one-time sighting for
yeah,
someone. Once they have one, they continue to have experiences. And a lot of times people will have a memory triggered by something, and then they'll suddenly remember another event, and then another one.
yeah,
And so it's really, been throughout their entire lives. Now,
yeah.
the one with the bluffs that you were talking about, did you say
hmm
that was near a river?
Yes, it was. It was actually what is it? The Mississippi River,
Mm-hmm.
which is right there by Portage Zoo. So the bluffs are on the other side. I guess they call that the River
Yeah.
Road. I'm not really sure what
Okay.
that road is called. We had to go through Alton to get to that road.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Alton is famous for the Thunderbird.
yeah,
Uh, and yeah, and winged creatures there. A lot of sightings of winged creatures. Now that is not too far from where you are in Weldon Springs. That the Mississippi is not terribly far from you,
no, no.
and then you've got another river that's close to you.
Yeah, it by the road it's 3 miles. By air, I'm
Yeah,
guessing maybe a mile. I mean,
I yeah, I remember doing the investigation on this, and
yeah,
and one of the things I do is always pull up Google Earth, and
yeah,
and there's a river. Well, that
yeah,
does not surprise me because a lot of UFO sightings are near rivers,
right.
and the winged creature sightings as well. And you've had both, which
Yeah,
is very interesting, and it's something that, of course, people have been seeing UFOs forever. But the winged creature sightings in Missouri now are on the uptick. And I've taken now over 120, 130 reports
wow.
in Missouri. And there are a few in some other states, but most of
Yeah,
them are concentrated in Missouri. And it just so happens that they're following paths where I would say 90% of the sightings are near rivers.
yeah,
So there's some kind of common thing. I mean, are there UFO bases near the rivers? Are these winged humanoid large creatures and even non-humanoid large winged creatures that are unidentified? Are they
yeah,
extraterrestrials that are related to the UFOs? We don't know
yeah,
yet, but it's a possibility, I suppose.
yeah.
So let's go to the first video that you took,
hmm
if you have that
Yeah,
available,
yeah.
and talk about that. Let's see what that looks like and what caught your attention about it that was something out of the ordinary.
Okay, so I just need to share, right, on
Yeah.
here. Okay,
Yeah, well, we'll
okay,
try and see what happens.
okay, okay.
I'd be sharing your screen.
Oh no, it says
Oh
add
no.
Chrome.
Oh, I guess you would have to be using
Oh,
Chrome in order to do that. So, well, I have a few things loaded up here.
okay.
And I don't know if I have the videos, but I've definitely got the stills. And I believe this was the first one that you sent to me. You were taking
Yes,
a picture of a
yes,
rainbow from your
yes,
backyard.
yes.
And then you noticed this appear in this corner. And then when blown up, it's a very, very large winged something,
Yeah,
perhaps a bird.
yes.
But on close observation, it's strange looking. It doesn't it doesn't, and it moved very, very quickly across the screen as well, like a fast mover, right?
Well, this was actually a still photo. Now, the winged creature that I picked up in a video, which I have the video, that moved across very fast. And that's where all of these objects, these ground like UFO objects, fly around it.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I wonder, will it let me add Chrome? Should I try?
I think that you would have to actually leave us and then do that. Now I'm looking right now. I'm looking in Dropbox, so
Okay.
I should be able to
Okay.
grab
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Actually, yes, you should. Because wait a minute.
I don't know if I have videos though. I know I have JPEGs.
Yes, it's called Unix. It's for
Unix.
Unix News. You should have that.
Okay.
Yeah, you should have that file, and it's got everything in there.
Yeah, I'm in that right now. So I'm scrolling through. Oh, okay, I see some MP4. So
yeah, the videos are at the beginning, and actually the video you're talking about, the rainbow pictures in there, the video is right next to it. Let me pull up my Dropbox.
Okay, now I'm going to add a video clip here.
Okay.
I just downloaded it. And of course, it's not showing in my downloads. Okay, I'm going to have to, we'll have to deal with this, and I'll have to put some things up on my website so people can see that. So we'll go back now to some of these stills that you sent me.
Okay.
And let's go to this one. And I see in the lower left part some things that you captured from video. I think this was
and this is actually the bird. And then right above it, there's a small gray dot. That's one of the fast movers moving with it.
Yeah.
It's in the white of the clouds.
And it looks like, to me, I don't know if you can see my pointer, but it looks to me like there's 1, 2, 3 winged creatures, and then 1, 2, 3 dots above them.
Yes.
Well, so golly, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 dots above them.
Yes. And those follow through in the video. It follows those winged creatures all the way down until it gets to the blue, and they cross in front of the winged creature. They actually go in front of them. Then as the video progresses, because that's at frame, it comes in at the 17th second of the frame of the video. Then in the 19th second of the video, there are groups of fast movers moving in front, and they're all headed up towards the top of the video with the winged creature. So they're flying with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the videos and make a separate video and post it on YouTube so people can see all this. And so it'll be called Donna Wilder Fast Movers. Is what it will be called, so everybody can see that. So now here's another one, and it looks like there's 3 objects here at the top and 2 winged creatures at the bottom left. Is that what you see?
I've got a glare on my screen out here. Well, I'm still seeing the photo you had on the first one. I'm not seeing. There it is.
I have that one. That's the first one. Now this is the second one.
Okay, I see. It looks like this is one of them that it's actually coming from the bottom, headed upwards, because I can see 2 dots.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a third one below, but I've got such a glare on the screen out here.
Yeah, I see 2 at the bottom.
And there's 2 at the top as well.
There's 3 at the top. There's one that's
3.
real faded.
Okay. So this is at second. Is that 19 on the bar? Let me see if I can.
Oh gosh, 0.31.
Okay, it is second 19. So this is a 31-second video. And so this is at the 19th second of the video where there's 2 groups of fast movers moving with the bird. And the bird is out of frame on this photo. It's over on the left-hand side, but it's out of frame. Okay. There should be another picture in there where I do have the winged creature. I don't want to call it a bird because it's too fast to be a normal bird. But the winged creature is in one of those still frames or still photos.
Okay, so that's probably one of the earlier ones.
So, I'm trying to think if I've. Let me see if I can put it up here. Exactly where that is.
Well, I'll go back and get it. And I'm gonna grab another one here in just a minute. Let me pull up another picture right now for you to talk about. There's one. Yes,
this is okay. What I'm finding out when storms are approaching, they get very active during storms, and I can usually pick up something right before a storm, starts. So it starts getting cloudy. Now, if it's a real heavy, cloudy day, hazy day, it's hard to see them. But if the storms are approaching and you still have some clearing, you can really see them flying around once you take a video. You can't see them, just by looking at the clouds, but you can see them with a short video. A lot of times what I have to do is I have to zoom in and do a frame by frame or just watch the video at a very slow pace. So
frame by frame or slow. Yeah. Now I have found I have the ability to, as a remote viewer, when I am looking at the sky right before or right after a storm, they're easier to see. And I think it may have something to do with the negative ions in the air. I'm not sure. But I have the ability to slow time down a little bit. And don't ask me how. I simply want it to. And it does. And then I can watch these objects, whereas they might go by so fast, just fleeting to me. Then they'll slow down for a couple of seconds, maybe 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And one time, not too long ago, I was in Lee Summit, Missouri, and there was a huge rainstorm that came and was gone. And when I came out of this building and drove back to my office in Independence, I started noticing these things flying around really fast. And I just had the intention to slow time down, and it did. And I mean, I saw hundreds or thousands of craft, fast moving craft. And at one point there were at least 30 silver discs in a cluster right over close to downtown Kansas City is where they were. Wow. And I saw snake-like objects and just all different shapes and sizes, and either very, very dark or very, very light, which is another thing. The fast movers, it's difficult to see color. They may have some other color, but we're seeing them as something just either black or white or silver, really, most of the time. And this picture, let's see, we've got that picture up. I just uploaded another one.
Okay.
Uh, oh gosh, I thought that was. I don't know if that came through or not, but yeah, but around the time of a storm is a really good time to look
Yeah.
for them and take video, like you
Yeah.
said. Now tell us about this.
This was at sunset one evening, and I picked up some fast movers. They tend I tend to pick them up mainly in the northeast area of the sky, which is over the power. Well, I know they're not right over the power lines, but they're in that area, and you'll see that on the videos that I've posted on Facebook. There's several that you can see the power lines when the fast movers go by, and I have a statue. She's in, I think, quite a few of them. Her head, where when I picked these up on video, and these are still shots from one of the videos, which is one of the videos that I was going to show. There's also there's also some photos, still shot photos in there of that very fast two-winged creatures that flew by the house. Their wings almost look transparent. So those are in there. I had seen those flying around before, but they were very, very high up in the air. And I caught them on other videos, and I could see that their wings were transparent, but they were so far away. I wasn't going to post them without knowing for sure what they were until those two larger ones came down pretty close. When I say close, not right next to the porch. When I look at the video, there's a tree in my neighbor's yard. They're on the other side of the tree. And then I have a cherry tree probably 30 feet away from the porch. They were on the other side of that cherry tree when they came through. So I'm guessing they were out in the middle of the yard. And my yard is an acre. And they were pretty large. So I was watching my phone, because I was watching the screen on the phone when I saw them go by on the phone. By the time I looked up, they were gone, but so I don't know if you see those pictures on there in that file.
Well, we'll get to them.
Okay.
Here's another one.
Yes, this is another one, and this is during a storm. They had come from the right side of the screen, went behind the post there on my porch, and then you see them on the left side. And once again, they're around the power lines.
Okay.
And I've picked several of those up on videos.
And I am downloading a video right now. So in the meantime, I'm going to show another one. Tell us about this one.
Oh, Lord. I was outside trying to take a photo with my nighttime feature on my phone. And for some reason that night, if I took a photo of the sky, it turned out okay. But if I tried to take a photo of the yard, it wouldn't light up like it would normally do. And if you notice in this picture, there's a little what looks like a white light in the center.
Right above the tree.
No, actually, down in the center of the photo, there's this little white speck, and there's my retaining wall is right behind that.
Okay.
Okay.
On the ground.
It's not on the ground.
Oh, it's not on the ground.
It's about 2 feet up in the air. And so I didn't see this when I took the photo. And there's another picture right after this. I believe it's right after this, that shows a close up of this. To me, it looks like a face of something. But it was up in the air about 2. Yep, I think you just had it. That's it right there. Something was levitating about 2 feet off the ground, and I didn't see it. I've had a lot of strange things happen around here, especially the month of August. I tried meditating and asking them to come down closer.
Yes.
And slower. And boy, did I get what I asked for. August was a crazy month.
Yes, and you sent me a lot.
Yes, they did. And
some of it I haven't even looked at all of it yet. So I'll tell you what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to share my screen.
Okay.
And I'm going to go into Dropbox.
Okay.
Now, can you see that screen?
I see. Well, the one I'm looking at is the close up of that. Okay. I see you now. Yeah.
Okay. That one says the file is too large. So let me just go right all the way up here to the top and see. If you all can see this. Do you see a movie playing?
Not yet. No. We're still on the screen.
Okay. So that share thing here on StreamYard. Let me do share screen. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, I think I've just about got that. No, I don't want that one. I want this one. Let me try that one more time. Share screen. And it's blocking the screen. Okay, so much for that. We're going to have to make a whole separate video, which is okay because then I'll either make a separate one or attach it to this one and load it up again.
Okay.
But let's just go back to this one again because now I see a face.
Yeah, that's what I see too.
Yeah, that and that is not as odd as people might think, because I've done a number of UFO investigations on site, and we've seen these balls of light or orbs. And I've been with other investigators, Debbie Ziegelmeyer in particular. She's our state director. She and I have done a number of investigations together. And on one in particular in Kansas City, I asked her to come out because this was a guy seeing UFOs all the time. And she and I took pictures, and we saw this orb with the naked eye. So there's a ball of light about the size of maybe a baseball, with the naked eye floating in the trees, and she took a picture of it. When we blew that picture up, we saw a teeny tiny alien sitting at a console like he was driving a craft in this tiny thing. I mean, it was plain. It was obvious what it was. And then oddly, I was doing a paranormal investigation in Clinton, Missouri, and these people were seeing balls of light come down the hill every night at dusk. So we're standing out there waiting, and here, sure enough, at least a dozen tiny small lights, size of a baseball or a softball, came down the hill real slow, and they were the light like you described. They did not project light, but they were self-luminous.
Yeah.
And it was only light in that area, which is a very odd thing, but a lot of people report seeing that. So I took pictures, blow it up, and here's a little tiny alien sitting at a console. Again, an entire different case. And we thought we were just dealing with paranormal at that time. But this you're seeing things that so many other people see, and you're next to the river,
Yeah.
and now you're capturing these things because you're aware that they're there.
Yeah.
And we have a Facebook page, our group called the Fast Movers.
Hmm.
So anybody interested in that, go there and join, and you'll get to see a lot of these things that Donna has captured, as well as what other people have captured, either still photos or videos, and then they put the video on slow motion for you, so you can see, what is really there, what you're missing with the naked eye. And I think as we get more and more people interested in this subject, they'll start capturing their own video of these objects as well. Now, Donna, how many people have you talked to about what you've seen?
You, um,
Yes,
and family. I mean,
okay.
I don't mainly family. I'm kind of hesitant to. I'm not posting anything on
Yeah.
my regular Facebook page because,
Okay.
well, there's a few friends I have talked to that were coworkers that are very interested. But I want to tell the one story because I do have a collage photo of something that was captured on that I took pictures of, and
Mhm.
I believe this was back in June, just this past June. My sister had come here to stay with me one evening because they had some backup in their basement. And so anyway, when it was time for me to take the dogs out, I've got two little dogs, and that's why I'm sitting outside because one of them won't stop barking. Um, I took the little min pin out first, and we walked around to the back corner of the house. And behind that side of the house are the woods where the spring runs through. So as soon as I got him back there, he put the brakes on. He would not go any farther, and he kept staring towards the woods and started growling. And I thought, well, for him, that's not unusual because, if he hears anything, he'll bark or growl. So when I brought him back in, it was time to bring the pug out. Well, she's real calm and not really a barker. And I took her out, and we went back to the back corner of the house again. And she put her head down, and then she lifted her head, and her hair stood up, and she started growling. And she was
Mm.
focused on the same area of the woods. So I brought her back so she could finish her job in another part of the yard. And I brought her in and told my sister, I'm going to take my camera outside and I'm going to take some pictures of the woods. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, come look for me. So
I bet she was wondering what the heck was going on.
So so I hurried up. I did not, I took these photos very quickly because I didn't have a good feeling, and came back inside and looked through the photos and saw one photo that didn't have anything in it. I had to blow them up to scan the area, and I noticed in one photo looked like there was something standing there. So I went back to
Oh.
the other photo. It wasn't there. Looked at the other two photos, and in one you can see something standing straight up. In the other one, it's leaning over, and it looks like it's looking at me.
Oh my
And
goodness.
and so I have a collage in that folder, Dropbox folder.
Yep. And I just
Um,
downloaded it, and I'm going to grab it right now, and I'm going to bring that
yeah,
up. So we'll give it 1 second here. Is that
that's
it?
it. That's it. So the top photo is where there's there's nothing standing there. But the two bottom photos, the one on the left is the one where it's standing straight up. The one on the right is where it's leaning over, looking towards my way. Now it's not a real clear shot. Like I said, I took these really fast, but these three shots are right between. I've got these river birch in the backyard, and they're
Mm-hmm.
right between two river birch, and you can see the differences. I never saw it. I never heard anything. That that
Oh
tr-
boy.
the tree that it is standing in front of is no taller than, I would say, 5 foot, if that. So whatever this was probably 3 to 4 foot tall. And
Okay. Well,
I'm
we
pretty
will
sure that's
definitely get that
yeah,
analyzed.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's what the dogs were growling at. So
I'll, yeah, I guess so.
yeah,
I can definitely see something there. So we'll
yeah,
send that to our crack video analyst team that we have here in Missouri MUFON. We've got a lot of great talent. So we'll analyze that and get some results to you. Now I found a couple of these other collages.
yes.
Tell me about this.
This one here is when I was talking about that winged creature that flew by the house. These are some of the still shot. This is a collage of some still shots of earlier videos that I saw them in, but I didn't post them because I wasn't sure exactly what I was looking at. They were
Mhm.
moving fast in the video, but unless you have a point to know for sure you're not taking a picture of a bug, um,
Right.
I don't want to post it, but those are very similar, if not the same as what that winged creature, those two that flew out through the yard. Um, there should be, yeah. Now I've seen several of these. These are like round balls that fly with an energy field around them.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're a fast mover, and sometimes they're not as fast, but fast enough where you normally can't see them with your eyes. You're going to capture them on a video. And
Okay.
these are several still shots of that. Okay, this is okay. That picture that we saw where that face was levitated
Right
2 feet.
there.
Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
That collage is of the nighttime photo versus the daytime photo to show you the
Yeah.
retaining wall. And where the red dot is where I'm estimating
Right.
is where that face is.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
Okay.
see it's a couple feet off the ground.
Yeah. Now I can see that real clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's good that you did that comparison. We
yeah,
do ask witnesses to do that, to take some
yeah.
daytime photos.
And in the picture above the nighttime photo, I tried to enhance it. You can see there's like a fog around that face.
Yeah.
There's like a misty type fog around it. And like I
Maybe
said,
perhaps
it,
an energy field around it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this here is a fast mover. Um, and actually, let's see here. The the top photo and the bottom photo are, well, wait a minute here. No, the bottom photo is a separate one. The top photo and the photo on the right are from a video where this fast mover came over the roof of the house, or the edge of the roof of the house from the back porch. And it actually came from the south and was going north, which
And
is,
that
yeah, which is
that
unusual.
definitely looks like a craft.
Yeah, that is definitely a craft. And I have the video out there, and um, it just kills me that I can't show these, because that was a pretty good video. Yeah, that one there, you can kind of see the light reflecting off of it.
Mm-hmm. Um,
And
yeah, my computer is not letting me download the videos for some reason, but we'll
yeah,
get to them because, and of course they're on Facebook at
yes.
Fast Movers. So if you want to join there, go ahead and do that, and you'll see Donna's videos and also the ones that she has slowed down, so you can see these craft much easier.
Yes.
And let me get back up here and close that one out. So Donna, I mean, it's just amazing what you've done and the amount of time that you have to take to get
Yeah.
these. Now,
Yeah.
have you gotten to the point where you kind of sense their presence and you know they're going to be there, and then you go out and film?
I have at times. There was a video that I took, which that is on Facebook. That's the one that Channel 2 News used, the one in Millstat,
Mm-hmm.
that craft. I don't normally when I'm taking a video, I rest my phone on a holder and I just let it go. But when I went to Millstat, and I was in my sister's backyard, the back of her backyard faces a large open field. And it was a beautiful night. The sunset was incredible. So I wanted to take some videos of it. And while I was standing there resting my arm on her fence, trying to keep the phone still, um, I don't normally pan to the left or right, but I felt like I needed to. And
Mm.
when I did, I picked this up. Um, so um, that is one of them that's on the Facebook page. I think I put a 20-second video clip of it. A beautiful sunset, and you can see the thing coming down. But there are times that I feel like, I need to look at it in a certain direction. And most of the time, that's going to be the northeast. Um, Sometimes I go straight out from the backyard, and occasionally I'll get something that flies over the house. But most of the
Mm.
time, it's coming from the north. That's where
Interesting.
that's where I see most of them,
Yeah.
north, northeast. So
Now in the Kansas City area, most of our sightings of these objects, they end up heading east. So when a person
wow,
might see one, and then at some point the object will go east, and that includes these strange balls of light. We've had a number of, different sizes and
yeah,
different types of balls of light, and then they go east. We haven't figured that one out either.
yeah.
That's maybe they're headed to St. Louis, over to you, over to you in Weldon Spring, there, Donna.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
there was one video that I took, and I normally don't want to do a minute video or anything like that, but I kind of got carried away, and I was getting ready to. I did the video. I was getting ready to turn the phone off because I use my camera on my phone, and I could hear a jet coming, a military jet, and I heard this coming, so I kept the video going. I was going to try to get a video of the jet, but I had the phone zoomed in, so when the jet flew over, and you can hear it in this video, basically I had it too zoomed in, and I got a bird, and I got my roof, my porch roof,
mhm.
so our ceiling. But I decided to keep it going because I wanted to hear it fly over, and I thought, well, I wonder if I caught anything on the video. And so I went back, and about 20 seconds before the jet came over, there was a fast mover that flew over the house.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that is
and I
that is
and I,
so
I
cool.
did get that on video. So I was like, I wonder if he's chasing it.
Yeah.
And they were going in the same direction. So they were actually
Mhm.
coming. Let me see here. They were coming from the northeast, headed, I guess this would be, well, northeast, headed west. So, because it flew right over the house, and the front of my house faces west.
Okay, look what I've got. I got a video downloaded.
Yeah, this one's really strange. And this, I had to put in, do clips of it in order to get some clear shots. And you're going to see, let's see, there should be, here they come. Those are some fast movers flying under this. It looks like some type of wing creature, and you don't see the wings until it gets to the top of the screen. This was super high up. I mean, about as high up as where this video was. It was at the very top of the sky, and yeah. I could not zoom in to get a small video, but I could get some. I could get some still shots, and then, and then put those together so that you can see it moving.
Yeah, and you see this winged, whatever it is, go up from the bottom to the top, and then these other three objects come in, and at
right
one point
underneath
disappear.
Yeah,
they don't keep going; they disappear. Now,
Yeah.
how many times do you see something like that where the object just seems to disappear?
I haven't captured too many videos like that. I'm wondering if, because that was so high up in the sky, I'm just wondering if there was a kind of a hazy cloud that they disappeared into. I have seen them disappear into clouds. They fly right into them. And there was one video, and I can't find it. I cleaned my phone, and I think I might have accidentally deleted it. It was a really nice cloudy day, and white clouds way up in the sky. And so I took some videos of it, and out of this one cloud, I see an object, like it's falling. It's coming down really slow, and it looks like some type of craft. Yeah, there is, I wanted to show this so bad. There's a video out there in this file where there's a lot of blue in the middle, and there's like clouds on both sides. There is actually a craft that it's not a fast mover. It's hiding in the clouds, and it actually comes out of one cloud, passes through that short blue area, and you can see it rotating as it goes into the other cloud. And that's in this file, and I wanted to show that so bad.
Okay, well, we will get it up.
Okay.
I will put something together. Plus, you can always go to the Fast Movers is the name of the Facebook group. And we are unfortunately out of time this evening. But Donna, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
There's this fascinating stuff. Thanks for taking the time and being our star fast mover witness in Missouri.
Okay, thank you.
That's just great. And you'll hear more from Donna and from me about this subject. I'm Margie Kay with UNX News, and I hope you'll join me again here next week.
You've been listening to the UNX News Podcast with Margie Kay. Any rebroadcast or duplication of this program or its content without express written permission from UNX Media or Margie Kay herself is strictly prohibited. The UNX News Podcast, in direct cooperation with the internet website unxmedia.com.